All right, everybody. This is the first ever totally non-video release team meeting due to crappy hotel Wi-Fi. It is Monday, January 29th, 2018. I am the release team leader, Jay Singer-Dumars, and if you want to follow along after the fact, the agenda and such is available at bit.ly/Kates110-burndown, and that will get you to this document. And I'll go ahead and get started. And Caleb, we're doing a video free today, so my crappy hotel Wi-Fi doesn't die. So if you don't mind killing your camera, although you look very sharp today. All right, so I'm going to paste the link to the burndown document in chat if you don't have it already. And basically, hopefully it'll be a real short meeting this week. Timeline for this week, looking good. The feature freeze, again, is today. Ihor, do you want to touch base on that and sort of give a follow-up on where we're at?
Absolutely. So we are in a good progress with the features for this release. For some reason, tracking spreadsheet is closed. Give me 1 second, please. So we have 35 features in this release. I've been grooming the entire backlog during the day-to-day and the last week and those days. The total number of features is a bit smaller than comparing to the previous releases in 2017, but that's a bit natural because we experimented with some SIGs to try the new CAP process and so on. Also, this is the first release in the year, and so many SIGs don't have commitments for exactly this release, but they have promised that they will continue working on some features in the next releases. So that's mostly all from me. We're going to follow up with the marketing team tomorrow on the most notable features for this release that we are going to highlight during the marketing release-related and feature-related activities. And this is also the call for the documentation team and the release note team. So the table is yours, and feel free to reach me if you need any support during your documentation or release notes related activities that are touching features in some way.
Great, thank you. Ihor, any questions from anybody on that?
That's all from me. Yep. Any questions?
I didn't have any questions, just a thanks, and you'll be hearing from me. It's Jennifer.
Absolutely. I'm 24/7 here.
I have a question. Who do I have?
Sure, Nick.
Who do I have to kill to get a non-user-facing tag for commits?
In the Kubernetes repo? You mean for code base itself?
Well, we had talked about putting into the PRs, the PR template, the ability for people to mark that a non-user facing, so that we don't need to pull it into the release notes.
Oh, a label. You should have to kill no one, I guess. We should be able to help you in either Contribx or SIG testing, which runs all the infrastructure there.
Because I keep asking and I keep getting different answers, and nobody is.
Okay. If you don't get an answer by the end of today, just put me on the hook for it, and I'll just make you this Caleb Miles.
Okay, thanks, Caleb. Okay.
Although we do have the release note none label, which had to signal that. But if you're wanting another label, make sure Contribx is fine with it. And then
thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, because it's what we some people don't. What some people consider to be not necessary is not necessarily what we consider to be not necessary. So just tell us whether or not it's user facing, and we can make a decision. So, all right, thank you.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Any other feature related questions to me? I can move the MC role to Jay's back.
All right, and I'm just going to hand the ball off to Caleb to talk about the alpha release.
Yeah, there's, I guess not much to say. Cut dot 2 on Friday. There were no hiccups there now that I'm, I guess, fully onboarded. So life's pretty good. So I got to check this. Hopefully with no problems. Still need to get a report from Josh about the CI signal at the time I cut. It looked greenish. The failing. Some of it looked like test infrastructure issues, but I need to, I guess, confirm who the end owners are on the GCP GKE side. I'll try to.
Okay, great. And as you're going through this process, Caleb, one thing is to just keep an eye on things you might want to improve or things you can fix up or make better.
Looks like Crassy's going to chime in there.
Sen? Anybody?
Oh, I was maybe talking with Caleb that the other GKE tests are failing due to some internal issue. Probably will ping you like separately.
Okay. Great, thanks, Sen.
Sounds good.
Okay, moving right along in the world's crappiest internet. Timeline for next week is we're going to start ramping up marketing activities and documentation. We need to start looking more deeply at the issues that are collecting and CI signal, and make sure that things that are tagged with release note equal to true are in a good shape to actually be moved to the release notes draft at some point. We also need to identify any PRs out there that have suspicious documentation or is incomplete. So we'll be focusing on that. There was some talk about starting a preview blog. So basically a forward-looking, here's what you might expect from this release thing. We talked about it. I don't know necessarily that it's something we'll do, but I figured it was worth bringing up because it's in the schedule. So, and let's see. Any questions about next week? Does anybody not know what they are doing next week?
Jason, Eeyore and I discussed about that preview blog, but he did such a great job putting together that list of all the features that they're working on and what their status is. That pretty much serves as a great preview, and then if people had questions specifically about that, they could always follow up with the team and ask them on Slack. Does anybody else have any opinions about that specifically?
Just that we may want to produce some like bare bones briefing material based on that snapshot. Just like I guess eHorse was saying about the most important, or I guess the features to highlight for the release.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so
Oh, it wasn't a question, just a comment that yes, there's some, I guess, guidance about the features to highlight might be nice.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I get it.
Great. Yeah, I think some sort of just general documentation or blog or something, even if it's short and simple, is good, because from a marketing perspective, we want to start generating interest in the release, and maybe fingers crossed, somebody would want to download one of the alphas and see what they could do with it and experiment with that functionality. So I know I'm dreaming there, but that's what I would like to see. All right, so
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I will probably wind up writing something like that anyway for my day job, so it could probably do double duty.
Okay. That's good. All right, moving along. Natasha, did you have anything to add, or did you get that?
Yeah, I got that. We'll follow up with Nick on that, and see when to post that. We're meeting with him later this week to talk about webinars anyway, and then we're meeting with Eeyore tomorrow to really go through the feature so we can start on the actual release outline. So I think this week is good timing for all of that.
Okay, fantastic. All right, moving along, we have just a quick rundown on the numbers. So our metrics review looks green. Basically, most things are unchanged. Where things have changed, they're minimally changed. No showstopper type emerging PRs or issues on the board. Most of the SIG issue counts are pretty stable. Does anybody have updates for any of the sections below? So starting with branch updates and moving through. So Caleb, anything you want to add there? Or?
Nope.
Okay. Send anything on test info or anything like that?
Not I'm aware of. I think AWS Coda side thing is fixed, so that should be good.
Okay. All right. Documentation we touched on. Release notes, not really much there. So that's pretty much it. Anybody have anything else they want to discuss or announce?
I'll just give a bit of docs update. I am getting, I hadn't done this last week, and only this morning bits in place for the 1.10 release docs. So I'll be sending an email to the SIGs probably later today after I've gotten all the bits in place. We change the PR template. We make sure the branch is available. We make sure that we can staging branch specific. And there's a few fiddly bits there that I am still fiddling with. But that will definitely be done by the end of the day. And I'm also working with Zach Corlison, who was the docs meister for 1.9, to get the docs documentation for the release process updated. I know you reviewed that PR, Ihor, and I'm gonna fix per your comments and update and then get that merged, and then we will iterate through keeping it updated throughout this release.
Great, thanks.
Sounds good to me.
All right, anything else?
I have a brief update. Yeah, I have a brief update from my side. I won't be available next Monday during the meeting hours because I'll be flying back from FOSDEM. At the same time, if you're going to spend your next weekend in Belgium, FOSDEM, so I'll be happy to meet someone of you. I know that most of you are in the United States and not planning to make it to Belgium, but if there's any chance, I'm there.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ihor. Just make sure that any updates are in the document before you, before you, or when you're able to, actually. Thank you. Okay, any final announcements before we adjourn? Okay, great, everybody. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you next week.